Hello everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Bulletin, the place where hidden truths surface and shocking stories unfold. Today, we're diving into an unbelievably intense revelation that has set the entire internet on fire. Shocking twist. Mei Mei drops terrifying truth about Yu Long, fans in absolute panic. What exactly did she reveal? Why are fans trembling with fear and confusion? And how did this one confession change everything overnight? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you breathless. Let's uncover the truth, right now. The chaos began long before anyone realized something was wrong. In the days leading up to Mei Mei's shocking revelation, subtle whispers had already begun to circulate online. Fans noticed her sudden disappearance from live streams, her unusually quiet social media presence, those cryptic late-night posts filled with ellipses and half-finished sentences. At first, everyone assumed she was simply exhausted. But then, small fragments of truth started leaking out, strange fragments that didn't match the cheerful image she always projected. On the morning of the reveal, the atmosphere across every fan community felt unnervingly tense. Rumors piled on top of rumors. Some claimed she was preparing to expose someone. Others insisted she had been threatened. Still others believed she was acting under pressure from people behind the scenes. Every theory seemed more disturbing than the last. But nothing could have prepared anyone for what was about to unfold. When the notification appeared, Mei Mei will go live in 10 minutes, the internet froze. Thousands rushed into the waiting room of the stream, watching the timer tick down with a mix of fear and anticipation. The chat exploded in a frenzy of questions, desperate theories, and pleas for her safety. Then the screen flickered. Mei Mei appeared. She didn't smile. Her hair was slightly disheveled, her hands trembling just enough to notice. Usually bright eyes carried a heavy, exhausted darkness. She took a deep breath and stared directly into the camera as though bracing herself against an invisible storm. "I can't hide this anymore," she whispered, her voice raw. "You all need to know the truth about Yu Long." Chat messages flew so fast the system lagged. People begged her to stop, begged her to explain, begged her to breathe. But she continued, each word cutting sharply through the rising panic. "Here's, we were told to look the other way. We were told to smile, to pretend. Protect the image. But I can't do it. Not after what I saw." Her voice cracked, and for a moment she closed her eyes, as if replaying a memory too horrifying to face. When she opened them again, tears had started to form along her lower lashes. "Yu Long isn't who you think he is," she said slowly. "He hides things. Terrifying things. Things that would destroy everything if they were ever revealed." There was a long, chilling pause. Not even the viewers dared to breathe. She continued, her tone shifting from frightened to resolutely terrified. "You've all admired him, trusted him, celebrated him. But none of you know what he's capable of. None of you know what happens when the cameras turn off." Spoke. The colors on her screen dimmed slightly. It felt as though the entire world had shrunk into a single moment, suspended between truth and destruction. "It started months ago," she said. Something I was never supposed to see. Something that proves Yu Long has been lying to everyone, even to the people closest to him." Hands shook violently as she reached off camera for something, a document, a device. Something heavy with consequence. Fans waited, their hearts pounding at the edge of collapse. But before she revealed anything, she suddenly froze. Her expression drained of color. "I shouldn't be talking about this," she whispered, almost inaudibly. "They told me there'd be consequences. Told me to stay silent." A loud thud echoed somewhere behind her. She whipped her head around, startled, her breath catching in her throat. Panic washed over her face. "Someone's here," she mouthed silently. The stream flickered. The screen glitched. Chat messages turned into a wave of screams in text form. "Mei Mei, stop. End the live. Run." But she didn't run. She turned back to the camera, tears now streaming down her face. "If something happens to me, remember this," she cried. "Yu Long is dangerous. And everything you know about him is a lie." The stream cut abruptly. Silence swallowed the internet. And then the panic began. The internet detonated within minutes. Clips of the interrupted live stream spread like wildfire across every platform imaginable. Fans frantically replayed the final seconds, looking for clues, background noises, shadows, any detail that might explain what had happened to her. And as each slowed down clip emerged, the fear only grew worse. Viewers claimed they heard footsteps. Others swore they saw a silhouette pass behind her. A few insisted they heard a door creak open just before the stream cut. Hashtags demanding Mei Mei's safety climbed to the top of global rankings. Influencers, journalists, analysts all weighed in, escalating the tension until the situation felt almost unbearable. Then, hours later, something even more unsettling happened. Yu Long posted a message. It was short, cold, emotionless. Don't believe everything you see. Nothing more. No explanation. No reassurance. No denial. Just a single sentence that felt like a threat disguised as advice. Went into meltdown. What did he mean? Was he acknowledging the accusation? Warning her? Was he mocking everyone? Without context, the message carried a sinister undercurrent that only fueled the fire burning across the internet. As panic grew, anonymous insiders began releasing claims, some unverifiable, some disturbingly detailed. Networks spoke of secret meetings, hidden contracts, sudden disappearances of staff members, and for silence behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Mei Mei remained offline. Every hour of silence felt like a day. Every unanswered message felt like a warning. The rumor made her story sound less like a scandal and more like a crisis spiraling out of control. Then, nearly 20 hours after the live stream ended, a new video surfaced, not from Mei Mei, but from a bystander who claimed to have seen her immediately after the stream cut. The shaky footage showed her rushing out of a building, visibly terrified, clutching something tightly against her chest. Person recording called out to her, but she didn't respond. She looked back several times as though someone was chasing her. The clip was only 8 seconds long. Broke the internet. People zoomed in, analyzing her expression. Others slowed down the frames, searching for a figure behind her. Many insisted they saw someone's shadow trailing close. And then a second clip appeared, grainier, darker, filmed from far away. It showed two men in black approaching the same building Mei Mei had left moments earlier. Their faces were hidden under hats. Movements quick and deliberate. Suddenly the puzzle pieces began to line into a horrifying picture. Was Mei Mei being silenced? Was Yu Long involved? Was the truth she mentioned connected to something far larger than a celebrity feud? Forums erupted with theories. Some believed Yu Long had a secret he'd go to any lengths to bury. Others thought Mei Mei had stumbled into something criminal. Few even suggested there were more victims. Fear became overwhelming. The excitement became toxic. The truth became a monster lurking just out of reach. Then, at 3:12 a.m., a message appeared on Mei Mei's private fan page, one that only she could post. I'm safe, but nothing is over. 7 words. 7 chilling, electrifying, shaking words. Fans screamed. Analysts dissected it. Experts questioned it. If she was safe, why not appear? Safe from whom? Wasn't over. And what truth was she preparing to unleash next? The world waited. The fear deepened. The mystery expanded into something colossal. And somewhere in the shadows, Yu Long remained silent, too silent, leaving everyone to wonder. Was the danger truly gone? Or was the real nightmare only just beginning? The world did not sleep that night. Every corner of the internet pulsed with fear, adrenaline, and a kind of restless obsession that only grows when the truth feels close enough to touch but just far enough to be terrifying. Every platform flooded with theories, warnings, green recordings, blurry photos, and desperate pleas for clarity. One question mattered now: what would Jiang Mei Mei reveal next? Her final message, I'm safe, but nothing is over, acted like a spark tossed into a forest of dry leaves. Within minutes, thousands of eyes were glued to screens, refreshing, trembling. Major media outlets attempted to contact her but received nothing. Meanwhile, Yu Long's team went silent, no statement, no defense, no explanation. Silence felt louder than anything he could have said. Midday, a new wave of panic erupted when fans discovered that several of Mei Mei's old posts had been quietly deleted. Not archived. Erased. Entire chunks of her history gone, collaborations, smiling photos, behind-the-scenes clips, side jokes shared with followers. The erasure seemed deliberate, almost surgical. Scrambled to compare screenshots, trying to figure out what was missing. Then someone posted a chilling observation. Deleted posts have one thing in common. Yu Long was in every single one of them. The comment exploded. Suddenly, Fang became an investigator, retracing old interactions, reading between the lines of old live streams, spotting tiny moments where Mei Mei looked uneasy around him. Moments no one noticed before because they weren't looking for danger. Now they were. Rumors intensified. One anonymous user claimed to have worked at a studio both stars had visited. They wrote, "You don't understand." He found, it wasn't small. She's not overreacting. If anything, she's terrified because she can't reveal everything at once. The post was deleted minutes later, but screenshots immortalized it. Evening, something even stranger happened. A private message leaked, supposedly from someone inside Yu Long's circle. The message read, "She knows more than she should. Someone is going to shut her down." Those words sent shockwaves across the fandom. People begged her to go to the police. Others urged her to flee the country. Some insisted she expose everything immediately, or it was too late. But Mei Mei remained silent. Hours dragged by. Every minute of her absence felt like a countdown to disaster. Then, at 8:47 p.m., a notification lit up every device simultaneously. Yang Mei Mei has posted a video. Shook as people clicked. The video opened with darkness. No face. No background. Just her shaky breath, as though the person holding the camera was trembling uncontrollably. After a few seconds, Mei Mei's voice emerged, broken, raw, trembling. "Long," she whispered. "I'm somewhere safe for now, but they're looking for me." The comments exploded instantly. He pushed forward, breath quickening. "I didn't mean to uncover anything. I wasn't searching for trouble. I just found something I wasn't supposed to find." She took a sharp, terrified breath. And when I confronted him, when I asked Yu Long why it existed, everything changed. The world froze. Mei Mei continued, voice cracking. "He told me the truth would ruin him. Ruin everything. And that anyone who saw what I saw wouldn't be allowed to speak." Her whisper trembled on the edge of panic. "Think he meant it." A faint sound echoed behind her, footsteps. Distant but unmistakably approaching. Her breathing spiked. The camera shook violently as she turned toward the noise. "No, they found me," she breathed. To upload the file before. A loud crash cut her off. Her scream pierced the silence as the camera dropped, spinning wildly across the floor. Shadows moved in the background, tall silhouettes leaning over her. Her voice was muffled, struggling, pleading. "Please, wait, no." The video ended abruptly. The world erupted. People screamed into comment sections. Some crying, some in denial, some in absolute terror. TV stations broke into emergency broadcasts. Influencers demanded answers. Counselors went live to comfort traumatized viewers. Yu Long? Still silent. Too silent. Millions waited for a response. Hours crept by with agonizing slowness. Then, finally, at 11:03 p.m., a post appeared on Yu Long's official account. "I warned you." Nothing else. No context. No explanation. Just a message that felt like a dagger. Screenshots of his message spread instantly, fueling a terrifying storm of panic. Fans begged authorities to intervene. Some insisted Mei Mei had been kidnapped. Others argued it was all part of something larger, something darker that no one could understand. By dawn, Save Yang Mei Mei reached over 100 million mentions. But still, no one knew where she was. Every hour she remained missing made one thing painfully clear. The terrifying truth she tried to reveal was far from over. Whatever Yu Long was hiding, it was powerful enough to silence anyone. Even her. In the days that followed, the world held its breath. The mystery surrounding Yang Mei Mei's disappearance, videos, and Yu Long's cryptic threats continued to haunt every corner of the internet. People stayed awake through the night, refreshing pages not for entertainment, but for answers. Every whispered rumor felt like a warning. Every moment of silence felt like a shadow creeping closer. It's the fear. One thing became undeniably clear: her voice had shaken the world. Even if her final message was cut short, it was heard. If the truth remains buried, it has already begun to crack open. And even if the danger hasn't ended, millions have united to protect her. Somewhere out there, hidden from the public eye, the rest of the truth is still waiting. And when the day comes that it finally surfaces, nothing, and no one will be able to stop it. To everyone who followed this story, used to look away, who stood by her when the world turned dark, thank you. Thank you for caring. Thank you for fighting. Thank you for not letting her voice disappear into silence. And until the truth returns to the light, stay alert, stay brave, and stay with us.